Ladies and gents, welcome back. Canada seems to be in last place when it comes to following the science. This is in regards to COVID-19 restrictions around the world. Now, even other famous countries for their draconian tactics in stopping the spread of COVID are moving on. We have here, Australia ends mask mandate for air travel effective today. Canada wins prize for last country on earth to keep muzzling up to travel. This is the day and age that we live in. Now, Pierre Poilievre in his acceptance speech talked about how we need to get rid of these things. This is an election issue if it comes to being an election tomorrow.
We must remove other unneeded barriers by axing the disastrous ArriveCAN app. And by ending the remaining COVID vaccine mandates to let people work and travel freely.
Listen to that applause. Hey, what do you know? A popular idea. Well, we have this website here. Woke Up is a website I wasn't aware of until this morning, but Woke Up wrote a guide to avoiding the ArriveCAN app, 6 steps to avoiding Canada's medical technocracy, with close to 90% of the Canadian populated vaccinated and just as many immune from past infections to a virus with a 99.98 survivability rate. The Justin Trudeau government has continued to enforce the use of the ArriveCAN app, described by some as something out of East Germany during the Cold War. The digital ID and COVID-19 tracking program is proving to be buggy, time-wasting, privacy invasive, and much like the Liberal government, totally pointless. I like this writer already. And much like the Liberal government, totally pointless. And while Trudeau has no plans to remove it, Woke Up is ready to let readers learn how to avoid it. So I've got a step-by-step program on how to get by without dealing with ArriveCAN, without having to submit your personal information to this invasive app that the government is trying to say that is mandatory. But in fact, as people have proven over and over and over again, that it is not in fact mandatory. It's just a matter of your will and whether you're going to put up with some of the harassment that you'll get at the border. So border order, drive or walk up to the U.S.-Canada border and present your passport to CBSA, Canada Border Service Agency. Customs official, the CBSA official, will ask you routine questions such as how long were you over the border and if you have anything to declare. Don't get nervous, answer truthfully and politely, but get ready for the ArriveCAN back and forth battle of wills that is about to begin. And it continues on and on. So you've got step 2, declare your independence. Laugh at the border agent. No, be polite, but just remember that these are your rights. You keep pushing me over the line, the borderline. Vax off, borderline dictatorship. I'll leave this a link to this article in the description down below. Definitely go and read it. This is not legal advice, of course. This is just how people have been getting by, and here are some examples.
No, I just went to see some friends.
You're vaccinated and everything?
That's personal information.
Can I get your phone number to put in here?
No, thank you.
If I gave you test kits, you can do it?
You can give me the test kit, sure.
And you're aware you got quarantine then?
Yep.
So it's a lot of a patience game of waiting. Okay, I said no. It's not happening.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
You too. Take care.
So this is some of the experiences that people have been having, as well as other experiences here. I'll share a few more. Here's from the Real Andy Lee Show. As the rest of the world moves on towards normalcy, Justin Trudeau's Canada continues to take down citizens' hostage and punish them because they refuse to disclose their vaccine status using the ArriveCAN app. And here's another one where a person's actually being told they're being detained.
So we're being detained here now under the quarantine. Under the quarantine. So can you tell me that?
You're being detained right now.
Okay, and your name and badge number? So we are being...
So yeah, of course, stand your ground. And this is the kind of situation. We're not sure. It looks like some of the officers and some of the people in these positions, the CBSA agents, they're not sure of what they're supposed to be doing in these situations, what people's rights actually are. Not all situations are the same, says Donkey Kong on the real Donkey Kong, apparently, on Twitter. If you have anything different or a variant, please share. This is how they lie, intimidate Canadians coming home. Just do not use ArriveCAN. Get the fine, the ticket, and it will be tossed out in court. It's illegal.
Hi. I would just like to go home. I'm a Canadian citizen, and I would just like to go home.
Yeah, you just have to do your declaration, and then you're good to go.
I did a declaration
They call
already.
it declaration, right, for your ArriveCAN.
So if I don't, I have to do that to be able to just go to my house that I own in Canada?
You don't have to do it, but if you don't do it, there is subject to a fine.
But what does that mean? How would they even find me? How would they even know, my information to find me?
You just took a flight, right? You have
Yeah.
your passport and everything? So
Yeah. They'll figure it out?
Yeah.
And then what, just mail it to me?
They'll give it to you here.
No, but if I'm not going, if I want to just go home.
You can't. We'll have to detain you.
So I will be detained
yes,
then.
yes.
If I don't go into public health, then I
Yes.
would be detained.
Yeah, you can have a conversation with them, and they can explain everything more thoroughly. We only get involved if it gets completely escalated, right?
I'm really just trying to go home, and I
100%.
just
I understand.
I don't understand why the government is impeding on my mobility rights right now, and I'm just trying to go home.
I understand that, but also you chose to fly, and unfortunately, this is one of the things that one of
It's
the
a
steps.
punishment for me leaving the country.
No,
I
not at
guess,
all.
or-
It's not a punishment. It's just a declaration that needs to be done, and it's up to you. You can do the ArriveCAN. It takes about 5 minutes, or they
I don't
can
feel
subject the
comfortable
ticket.
putting it on my
That's
phone.
absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Then
Ooh, difficult situation. So this is obviously what people are going through at the border. A lot of people not sure of what their rights are. Some people making declarations of this and that and the other. Now, this is being brought to people. Here's an article from Dan Fournier's Substack. I wanted to share this one because this article is about an outspoken CBSA officer who's fired for his claims on social media about the chaotic border crossings. Now, this article is about Patrick McNulty, who went on Instagram to share with people what their rights are, what they're able to do at the border, and what they're able to refuse. And what his main message was: you can refuse the ArriveCAN app, and there's nothing that the border service agents can do about it. They don't have the right to detain you, and if they do decide to detain you, it's on them. And he encouraged people file complaints for any unlawful detainment, any asset forfeiture, things like that. Especially when it came to your passport. If a CBSA agent is to pass your passport to another agency, that's a dereliction of their duty. And what a hero, Patrick McNulty. He was subsequently fired from his job for showing this information, for revealing to people this kind of information. But this is what's going on in Canada right now. So definitely a link down in the description down below where you can read this article about Patrick McNulty and what he has done for the sake of Canadians and their freedoms. Always remember that it says on your passport that this is the property of the government of Canada, but you are the only one to be the bearer of that property. If you hand it off to a CBSA agent, they need to subsequently hand it back to you, or else it would have to go to the government who issued it itself, so the passport office. So they're not allowed to just pass it off. That's a right that you need to remember in this situation. Now, we had this lovely lady here that I've showed on the YouTube channel a few times before, she was given quarantine and then subsequently given a fine Joe Walsh, lovely lady. Here she is with Melissa Lunsman sitting at her bench in the House of Parliament here. So things are moving forward. The people are resisting this. Non-compliance is the best way to get rid of unlawful laws. Just don't comply with them, and we'll see what happens going forward. But the next step is to actually legislate this garbage away from Canada. And well, there's some people moving forward in the right places at the right times. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. Have you complied with ArriveCAN, or have you not complied with ArriveCAN? What kind of situations did you find yourself in, whether it was crossing out a land border or flying, as you heard just in this video, that you have a right unless you choose to fly, then you forfeit your rights. These are just intimidation tactics. This is not obviously true. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. It lets you know when I go live. I'll also be going live tonight on Alison Morrow's channel. I'll leave a link in the description down below for her channel. Go check that out, and we'll see you tonight on that. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, but it's always a good time over on that channel. Hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.